Hi everyone, I'm Clad here, or Connor. You can just call me whichever, it's fine, I don't mind. Welcome to this video. The setup is a little bit different because I've had to move some bits because this unboxing video, it's an unboxing video, and you can tell this is unscripted, can't you? Anyway, yes, this is another unboxing video. Setup's a bit different. I've had to move bits in order to make space for it, and great news, I've now got a track on which I can test the items that I'm unboxing. Not that I'm going to review it or anything, it's just so I can actually see them running is all. In the back you can see some of the engines which I've got. Obviously I've got the 1400 there. I've tested that. It can barely move its own weight. I mean, the maximum it can pull is 2 coaches. I tried it with 3, but it could barely move, bearing in mind this is straight and level track. But before then, it had traction tyres on. I don't remember if I picked that up in the video, but I did notice it later on. And it wouldn't move with the traction tyres on. So I got rid of those. It moves now, but it is incredibly weak. Although in fairness, what do you expect for a 40-year-old model? And then, of course, you got the Grange as well. I've tested that, and it is excellent on the little track that I have to use. Also here is J72, which I got. It's a Bachmann one. It's an old Bachmann one even. Got that off Hattons. And also a Smoky Joe there. That's there. And in the background also, behind the Grange, there is an engine which I will be covering in another unboxing video, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, the topic of today's unboxing video is not a second-hand engine. It is in fact a new one, and I bought it a couple of days ago. Well, it came a couple of days ago. I bought it 4 or 5 days ago, and it is this. It is this item. It is excellent to an extent. It's the Oxford Rail Adams Radial tank in its East Kent Railway livery as number 5. So yeah, I bought that off. I bought this off Hattons. It was £74, which is very reasonably priced. I quite like that. However, there are a couple of issues with it because I have tested it, and I'll cover those later on. So without further ado, I shall open up the box and have a look at the engine. Again, it has been out, and when it came, the engine was the other way around, so you could see the front of it instead of the back. But yeah, it has been out a few times, just to run up and down the thing, I suppose. So anyway, while I think about it, it's got a QR code here. That probably just takes us to the Oxford Rail site. I haven't tested it. Nothing there. It's got the item number on the back. It's code OR76AR005, Adams East Kent Railway. That's the one to look for. And there's no real things on the box aside from the safety warning. So that's that. I shall now open up the box. So that's how it looks in the packaging. I mean, it's standard Hornby. I say Hornby. It's standard to the Hornby packaging with the slide-out box and the, what do they call this? The block of ice. That's what it is. So yeah. So at least it's secure, isn't it? Right. I'll get this out. It does take a bit of persuasion, and there's another one which I've got which is very similar to that. So that's out. I'll pop that down there for a second. There's also a bit of some papers in the packaging as well. It's the bear with me. The instructions and a bit of history. So that's just about the engine itself. Well, the class of engine itself. It doesn't actually talk about East Kent Railway number 5, although this one is actually preserved. It is number 488 at the Bluebell Railway. Unfortunately, the last time it ran, the Soviet Union was still in one piece. And that just goes to show the Bluebell's priorities, I suppose. Anyway, so it's got a fitting of the brake rods and couplers, even though the back one is already on this. So it shows you how to do that. Running in and lubrication. I haven't actually had a chance to run it in because I don't have a circuit of track. I've just got this straight line, which you can see in front of the camera. Removal of the body, I suppose, for further maintenance, and DCC. And on some versions, I mean, it's got listed here, the British Railways ones and the Southern one. It's got some extra details you can put on. So that's pretty neat. And on the back, hints and tips, even though quite a lot of this is quite self-explanatory. So yeah, that's the instructions for it. Let's get this out of the pack. Have a look at the detail bag. I'll pop that over there. So in the detail bag, we've got, it's sealable, which is ideal. Got the brake rods. There's a coupler here. Two screw links. And then the small details, which I mentioned previously, go on a couple of versions. I wonder why they put that here and not just in the ones listed. I suppose it's useful in case you get to. So that's the detail bag. I'll leave that to the side. Time to get this out. So that's the engine. And it does genuinely look fantastic at first glance. I mean, you've got all of the handrail. I'll get this out actually. And it's, I mean, you got the bunker here. That's made of die cast because that feels cold to the touch. And the tanks as well. That's die cast. Then yeah, that's the engine. Buffers are metal and sprung, which is excellent. Got the lamp irons, which look very well made. I mean, this one's bent a bit. I'll sort that out later. Pre-fitted brake pipes. Silver smokebox dart. The chimney and dome. I mean, they're probably just part of the original mould. No, they do look separate actually. Some pipe work around here, around the safety valve and the whistle, all of the handrails, and the cab as well. I mean, you can't really see it very clearly, but it is very well done. And a coal load as well. I mean, that's a given. And you can see the lamp irons and the details on the back here. On the other side, and you've got more very intricate pipe work. I mean, look at the ones on the smoke box, these brass parts. I'm not exactly sure what they're for, but they are very well made. And then there is the builder's plate here as well. That's probably just, I mean, it's not very easy to make out, but you can see it. I mean, if you use a magnifying glass, you can see it. And you've got all the lining. That's very well done. I'm genuinely really pleased with this. On the underside as well, you've got the usual array of parts. Yeah. And obviously the pre-fitted NEM coupling at the back. That's excellent. Anyway, yeah, let's get this on the track. I'll face it around this way, so it's just easier to put back in the box. There we go. Bear with. Yeah, there we go. Oh, no, that's not gone well. There we go. Now that it's on the track. I'll just turn my camera a bit. There we go. So now that it's on the track, I mean, I have had it running, but that's really where the issues start. Because people have said that the Rail Hattons radial tank does have quite a poor motor, and it does show in this. So if I've already got all the controller and stuff plugged in, so if I just do, if I turn the power up to 50%, and it does make quite a noise as well. It does do a fairly good crawl, I will admit. If that happens. 50% power. Oh no. Oh, it's not. That was not on the track properly. Although in fairness, that was my mistake. So I'll move it backwards a bit. Anyway, yeah. 50% power. It's not particularly fast, which is the downside. I mean, even at 100% power, which I know isn't healthy for the engine at all, it's incredibly slow. I mean, observe. That's 100% power. Let's bring it back as well. I'll pop that to 50%. In fairness, it does cross the points really well. It doesn't slow down or anything. It's already going slow enough. But yeah, it's strange. I mean, I was looking on Hattons at the details for this. It was made in 2016, so you'd think that after 7 years they would have. Oh, that's the wrong way. You'd think after 7 years they would have attempted to try to solve the problem. I mean, in spite of that, it is very smooth. It's just slow. That's the only way I can mark it down, really, because the detail is excellent. It runs smoothly. It's got a decent crawl. Slightly loud, but what can you really expect? I mean, again, I did have a look at the details. It said that it had a 5-pole motor with a flywheel. And you'd expect that to be really good, but I guess it just isn't in this case. Let's try it on the points here. Oh, no, that's the wrong way. I can't get used to that. I'll switch that point. Now it's in reverse. Yeah, it didn't slow down at all there. So again, I think it's just an issue with maybe the gearing or just the motor in general. It's a shame because it's a brilliant model and it's really reasonably priced as well. Again, it was £74 I paid for it on Hattons, and I mean, that's, yeah, I don't really know how to explain it. But, well, it's a very good model. I'll give it that. It looks excellent. It's got all the details and what you'd expect from something made this side of the 2010s. And the other side for that matter, but, you know. So I think that's about it for this video. It's got everything you need. It's got a motor, it runs, but it's just slow. It's got a lot of detail. I guess that could make up for it if you want it to be a display model. But yeah, I mean, I'm not overly disappointed. I'm glad I bought it. It's just a shame that there weren't any London and South Western ones left, because I would have gone for that over this one. But it's a good livery. I like the green. The shade of green on it's good, and the lining is excellent. It's very expertly done. I mean, look at that. There is a fairly visible seam line there, but what can you do? And the motor cover is visible there. But it doesn't bother me. It's a good model. I do like it. So yeah, I'll let it run past the camera a couple more times, then I'll end the video. Let it run past the camera at a scale 2 miles an hour. No, that's an exaggeration. 5 miles an hour. Not 100% speed, that's unhealthy. So yeah, that is the that's about it for the Oxford Rail Adams radial tank. So if you enjoyed watching, then thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.